Hello YouTube, Modern Colonist dropping in on you guys with another video today. I appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you guys will get something from this video. I want to bring up to you guys this. In our country, we have a perfectly successful system. Many think the system is broken, but I can see through that. The system that we have now is broken in the fact that it is not taking care of the people, but it is successful in the fact that it is never meant to. You understand this? The system was never meant to take care of the people. It was meant to enslave the people and get the most out of the people, but while also staying below the threshold for revolution. Let me say that again. This system is designed in a way to parasite and extort the people, but to maintain the threshold for revolution just below critical mass. And I think that it's been very successful in doing that. Another thing that I want to bring up to you guys is this. Do you think that if you did something at your business or at your job, whatever, failed to fix a part the right way that could jeopardize somebody's life, anything that you did wrong due to negligence or just a righteous mistake that could jeopardize one or more people, what do you think would happen to you? Now keep that in mind when we ask ourselves this question. What do you think would happen to a major corporation that did the exact same thing, but not just endangered one person, possibly endangered hundreds or thousands or millions of people? Well, what I believe would happen to both parties, one being a corporation and the other being a legal fiction. Well, you're a legal fiction. We're not so much humans as we are legal fictions with social security numbers, okay? So what I believe would happen to you if you did that is you would be prosecuted to the fullest extent, and you would be made an example of that. This is not what we let happen in our system. We are safety minded. We can't let this happen, and we have to prosecute this individual to the furthest extent of the law. And on the other hand, what I think would happen to the corporation that did the exact same thing, that possibly endangered the lives of more than one person, possibly hundreds or thousands or even more people, what I think would happen to them is fine. They would get a fine, and it would be fine. See? They would probably pay a substantial amount of money in our eyes, but in the eyes of the corporation that makes possibly billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars a year, they would probably pay $250,000 fine, maybe a couple $1,000,000, right? So, I mean, think about it. Can anybody tell me what the name of this type of system is? Because I'm 27 years old. Now, I know that this isn't justice. I know that this isn't moral. I know that this isn't right. And I know this is not anybody's intention, because it's absolutely obvious that it's just not where I believe human minds in general would wish to see that this is how the state of affairs are right now. I mean, think about that for a second. And then once you think about that for a second, think about what happens to us on traffic stops. We get pulled over and they use traffic codes. I mean, a book this big of traffic codes, where if they pull behind you and they stay behind you for 3 minutes, you've probably given them probable cause based on 15 different, things in the traffic code that they can pull you over for. And we have a right to remain anonymous from our government. We have a right to privacy. We have a right to not let the government intrude on ourselves, our property, our home, our cars. Not let them search our cars, not let them seize our cars, our property, our bodies, take our liberty. We have rights. We have certain rights. As human beings on this planet, we were not given our lives by the government, guys. We were given our lives by a spark of creation that is in all things, that human beings have drifted away from, no thanks to our education system for that, of course. But so they got these traffic codes and we have these rights. Well, whenever they pull us over for a traffic stop, we don't have those rights no more, guys. I mean, is that okay with everybody? Because, for a long time now, since I've been a young, rebellious-minded child, that I've grown up and matured some, and had to make stupid mistakes. That way I could learn things that I wouldn't have learned otherwise. I'm not saying I'm a perfect person, but I am saying that I'm somebody who's lived in this system just like you, and I've learned a little bit from it. And due to my childish nature, whenever I was younger, I had run-ins with the law. And those run-ins, I would say, were pretty deserved. Okay, but I've always known that the system that we're in just doesn't quite smell right. Well, now as I get older and I've been around the block a few times, I can start to put my finger on it. I think you guys can too. And my wish here with this video is to help expose these things to other people that might find my message appealing to them. I don't wish to appeal to you with this message. I just wish to speak the truth, and because I feel like the truth is what it is, and the truth, if spoken with righteous intention, will always shine over darkness. But I know we have a battle ahead of us, and I'm starting to put my finger on these things a little bit more clearly. And whenever we get pulled over for these traffic stops, we lose our right to remain anonymous. There's no more privacy. We're mandatorily made to give over our papers, which we have a right not to do. We're supposed to remain secure in our papers, persons, and effects. Well, we don't on traffic stops. So those are rights that we have constitutionally and naturally that are circumvented by traffic code. They're also circumvented by the fact that you are a United States citizen, and not only that, but the fact that you have waived your constitutional rights to be able to have the privilege of driving a motor vehicle in this country. And, I'm sure you guys know, if you've had any time on this subject, that the laws, the definitions of words that are used in law and found in courtrooms and lawyer talk is a different language, but uses the same vocabulary as normal citizenry talk. So the same words that we use are the same words that they use in the courtroom, but they have different meanings in the courtroom versus whenever we use them in our everyday life. So we are not only fighting a system that we can't quite wrap our fingers around, but we know it's not right, but we're also fighting a system that has had control over language. So if the system intends to have different meanings for the same words that we are familiar with that don't mean the same thing, we are kind of being confused on purpose. And let me tie this back into something that will hit you a little bit more clearer. Whenever the slaves were on or in slavery, what was the number one thing the slave masters did to keep control over the slaves? They didn't teach them anything, guys. They kept their knowledge low. They did not know how to write, to speak, to write words, sentences. They didn't know how to read. And what that did is a few things that benefited the slave masters. It made them sure that the slaves would not be able to read any information that might help them, and made sure that they wouldn't be able to write any information that would be able to help them. Okay? So we know because of history that knowledge has been used as a weapon. And I'm trying to make the case to you now that knowledge is still used as a weapon today. And maybe I'm making the case that these may be a few ways that that's happening. So, guys, I think that it's time that we come together as human beings and realize that our planet is being poisoned by people who cannot be prosecuted. But if we did the same exact thing, we would face the rest of our life imprisonment. So I think we got a few things to tackle here. I wanted to drop in on you guys with this video. I appreciate you sticking around to the end. I hope you got something out of it, really. And I hope you can share this message with somebody else. If not from me, reword it yourself. Internalize the knowledge and use it for good. Try to use it for good. Because I can tell you that if you stand on the side of good and you stand on the side that, we are in dire straits, but you have faith even in the darkness, that I believe that we will be, there will be a door open for us. If we keep the faith, we keep walking in good faith, and we keep spreading the message to other people and encouraging, good things to happen. I believe in the darkness with no end in sight that there will be things that happen for us that will set our way free. Okay? Think about our founding fathers, guys. Whenever they were founding this country, they had no idea what to do. They was being tackled by a powerful force, the most powerful on the world at the time, I believe, or in this country, and in Britain, and they were able to, with no end in sight, guys, they were able to do what they did. I'm not saying that they had no flaws, because there's definitely flaws with our Constitution and things like that. Everything's not perfect, but for what they did with what they had, they really, I honestly believe that God was walking with them. Okay? I believe that they kept the faith. They had it in mind, they had it in their hearts, and they walked through the darkness with no end in sight. Nothing but tyranny ahead of them, with no answer for it. And I believe they kept the faith. They walked in righteousness, and I believe that doors were open for them, and supernaturally. So I know that can happen with us if we keep the faith and we spread this knowledge. This knowledge is power. You are setting people free whenever you speak this truth. And it doesn't matter if people listen to you or not, because truth is a funny thing. All it needs to be is spoken. And where it needs to go, it will go, and it will resonate where it needs to resonate, and it won't where it don't need to. That is out of your control. And that's another thing. Do the right thing and leave to God what is for God. Doors will be open where they need to be open. Okay? And bad things could happen to us, but we cannot let them deter us from walking in this life, this faith that we have. History is on our side. No matter what happens to us, we should prepare to face persecution. We should prepare to go through bad things. It's tried and true historically that people who speak out against the powers that control everything, bad things happen to them. Bad things can happen to them. I believe the law is being used as a weapon. I believe it insulates and protects the people who help use the law as a weapon. I believe the law is I believe the law is used on good everyday people. And I believe it is a parasitic tool for these elites. And we definitely got some learning to do, but we're going to do it together. And we are going to walk through this darkness knowing that it does not have to be like that. And we will see that in our mind. And doors will open for us where they were closed before. And we don't have no control over that, but as long as you keep the faith. So I love you guys. Hope you got something out of this message. Remember that, you are what stands in between tyranny and freedom for this country. This is up to you. It is not up to your neighbor, your brother, your mother. It is up to you and you alone. This journey is a lonely journey, but I want you guys to know that I'm here with you. And as long as you keep walking in the faith, good things will happen to you. So I love you guys. Have a good day. We'll see you next time. Be safe.